you are.
The lexical analysis, rewording.
Right. Yeah, so the example number was definitely wrong. So that was 077.010 is not the same number as 77.10. That should be 01. So the bug here is that the 0 and 1 were swapped, but we also want to reword this part that's leading up to this, right?
Yeah.
So this is about the numeric parts, which are the integer and fraction parts, right? So the part before and after the dot. And
yeah.
this says that, you know, these are composed of decimal digits. And before this section we have integer literals. Let me open the docs here. That's language reference, lexical, numeric. Right. So before this we have integer literals, where we spend some time, well, maybe just a little paragraph saying that leading zeros are not allowed. So this is specific to integer literals. So if you're already familiar with Python integer literals, you know that leading zeros are not allowed there. And that's the difference between these numeric parts of a float and the integer literals, right? So this is talking about the lexical analysis, so how you can write a number. It's not really about which of the zeros are significant. Does that make sense?
I think that depends on the definition of a trailing zero.
So trailing zero is a zero after the numbers, so this zero would be trailing.
How do you do that?
Right, and if you say, for example, 70,000, then all these 4 zeros will be trailing. I just realized I'm not sharing the screen with you, right? So yeah, all the zeros at the end of a number are trailing. But I would say we can just say, unlike integer literals, leading zeros are allowed, because integers have an exception where they don't allow leading zeros, but in floats you can have zeros anywhere you want. So you can have this and it's allowed. These zeros don't matter, but for lexical analysis we don't really care about which of the digits are relevant and which are not. Does that make sense?
I'll apply the suggestion.
Could you repeat that?
I'll apply the suggestion.
Thanks. Let me add your repository. Oh, I'm not at CPython. some stuff in progress. Let me commit that off screen.
Oh, the configure page.
Yeah,
Some footnotes. Oh, that's
I'm
interesting.
working on that. I was working on that while you were not connected. Let's try this. Should we maybe add a 0 here as well?
If you want to.
I don't think it really brings anything. Number. So yeah, I think this works. Oh, thank you for the fix. How far does this need to be backported? I think we put this on 314, right? But 313 doesn't have it. Right. Right, so this should get merged. We can close the issue. Why is it so hard to copy someone's username from GitHub? So, is there anything you would like to look at or discuss today?
The configure page edit seemed interesting.
The configure page, okay.
Yeah.
So it's in my branch optional module docs. I just made a temporary commit, which I do instead of stashing. So let me get rid of that commit, and let's see what I did there. Use a table for optional module dependencies. Okay, so this is work in progress, but what I have is so let's look at the current docs first.
Crashed. I need to exit for a second and see if I can restore it.
Alright, let me find this in the meantime. Python setup and usage, configure Python. Right, let me know when you're back.
I'm back.
Right, so these are the current live docs. I hope it's current. Oh, it's been changed a bit.
I wrote commas a few minutes ago.
Oh, a few minutes ago, so I'll need to rebase.
But yeah, I think that was an hour or two. Not sure. Yeah.
Oh dear.
I thought they were meant to be building every 5 minutes.
So anyway,
I didn't say something like.
the way this is structured is it has build requirements for CPython, and then it says to build optional modules without saying anything about what the optional modules are. And
Yeah, I added that section though. So
right,
didn't really
then
stand much.
you know it says this for that, and this is basically I mean each line has the same structure, so it's hard to scan for something that's not at the beginning. Like if you want to scan for SQLite 3 here, it's a bit hard, so I went and made it a table. So my version now says build requirements to build CPython, you will need blah blah blah. So that's the same.
I think the autoconf thing can be removed from there as well.
Oh, that's the same as here plus this autoconf.
I plopped it down at the bottom.
Yeah, so I moved it here.
It's not really required to build CPython.
Right. But this is the place for it. And we don't have another place to document these version changes. Oh, we probably should have that.
Yeah.
We could move that somewhere else. Wait, where did I see? Oh, there's generated files. We could move that here.
That seems reasonable.
Yeah, let's do that. I wonder if that should be done in this pull request though. So let me open
I
up
think it's fine. The one section.
CPython, and that's using .rst? No. No, configure.
.rst.
Right. Okay, so that would be this goes to
The configure script section.
right. Autoconf blah 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 and aclocal blah blah required to generate. I will put that here. Oh, maybe not. So I would word this as to get the same as from the Ubuntu container that CPython uses, autoconf blah 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 and local blah 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 are required there. And now we need to cut the version change stuff.
You just move them.
Yeah, these are just here. Yeah, that looks good. How does that look when we render it? This is much smaller, that's great. And then we have configure script. And I guess I wouldn't say required, but used. Maybe this, since we have autoconf and AC local in here. And I, since it previously said autoconf archive, that's part of autoconf, AC local, and pkg config. So I guess we should mention the version of pkg config as well. And how would we get that? So you look in makefile pre-in, go to regen configure. That's done by this script, which will run podman run blah blah blah. AB asserts dir, we don't need that, we need image, and image is this one. Oh no. Oh, I'm setting this V that's mounting. I don't want mounting, I just want the image. No. Oh, have run twice. And I want to run bash, not the script that cannot build without mounting Python. So what were we looking at? pkg config. That's there. Does it have a version? 181. So I'll just plop that in here. that look good?
Just reading, I think that C Python uses is a bit awkward. You could just drop that bit.
To get the same result.
The Ubuntu containers introduced the previous paragraph, so
Right.
or should it be shell script? Since that's what it is.
Oh, here's the script I was looking for in the make file, right? How about this?
Should we provide links to the download pages? Since that's like the thing we did in the optional modules section.
Ah, that's a good idea. So, what's the link to autoconf? gnu.org/software.autoconf. Which is really slow because of crawlers. I wonder what IC local is part of automake. Automake includes a number of autoconf macros, and these macros must be defined in AC local M4. The AC local program will automatic. Yeah, I'm always getting lost in different projects and stuff that
You're missing the
automake.
full link below.
The what?
It should be HTTPS.
Oh, right, yeah.
It's an annoying one because no linker checks for that. I introduced one of those some time ago.
Thanks. And then pkg config. I guess this is the homepage for that, hopefully. Okay. Ah. Now this is mixed with all my other changes, so let me use this GUI tool to stage things. Alright, so that's the configure script, and then I added a separate section for optional modules with a bit more of an introduction. So to build optional modules of the standard library, and this is introducing a term, and there's syntax for that, right? That's DFN.
Maybe we should put that in the glossary.
Maybe. We actually have that already. No, we don't. Ah, this is just growing in scope, isn't it? Man.
But that's what a glossary is.
Optional, so that would be here, right? Do we have a term for a standard library? Yes, good. For what?
Maybe that should be usually due to missing third-party libraries.
Like this. And then we can add term here, right? All right. Okay, so to build optional modules of the standard library, we'll need several third-party libraries along with development dependencies like header files. In common Linux distributions, development dependencies are found in devel packages. Missing optional modules are listed near the end of make output. If you distribute a CPython interpreter without them, it's best practice to advise users who generally expect that standard library modules are available. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Dependencies to build optional modules are dependency, minimum version, Python module.
I think you can add gzip to zlib. I think there's also some parts.
Oh, gzip.
I think it's documented on its page.
A Python page, right? Zip.
Yeah, the data compression is provided by the zlib module.
Right. Ah, right. Yeah, tracking on these. Tracking these transitive dependencies will not be easy. And I wonder if this should list the actual internal modules like underscore C types.
I think that would just confuse users more. I mean, for zlib there is no underscore module.
Yes. Well, because we say missing optional modules are listed near the end of make output.
You can also add that the missing requirements are usually given in the configure output. You'd usually cover that.
Right, yeah.
Also for the Linux distribution, like installing it, I think that could just be delegated to the dev guy, since they already have a full list.
Right. So should we just delete this node here? Yeah, I guess we should. I guess it's not development. Something like this. Okay, so now we get to the table. OpenSSL has two versions, which is a bit weird, and then there are these notes. Like if libmpdec is not available, CPython will use a bundled copy, which is deprecated. Number 2, see with readline for choosing the backend. Then it's curses. So ncurses is the project, but there are specific libraries we use. I don't know if this is like necessary, but that was there in the original. Number 4, if OpenSSL is not available, the hashlib module will use bundled implementations of several hash functions, and you can force usage of OpenSSL. And that's it. Then there's C also for the dev guide and for libexpat. The changelog now only has things, entries for that. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So let's make a commit out of that. Optional module. Right, and then what
you're missing a link to a section, I think.
To which section?
It's the options for third-party dependencies. It's a bit lower down. We could link that in the C also as well.
Oh. That's a good idea.
I see I missed GVDM.
I think I can only just put in the reference and it'll do the right thing, hopefully. Yep. We have 2 full sentences and 1 link, but I think that's fine. Okay, and then what I did is started going through all these modules and added a note. It is possible to build CPython with this without this module. If it is missing, look for documentation from your distributor, that is whoever provided Python to you. If you are the distributor, see requirements for optional modules.
What was this you add if you were building CPython, or so include people building Python themselves?
Right, but this is meant for people who don't really know or care that CPython needs to be built. So maybe I want to reword this this to make it more accessible, like I don't know, some builds of CPython, like this module is missing in some builds of CPython.
Yeah, it's a tough one.
I don't know what to do for builds like versions. It's not a version. Like version is 1 point or 3.4, 3.14. Some distributions of Python, but no, distribution is a term that's already overloaded. Do we? I think we have a term for that. No, packaging has a term for that. Standard distribution of Python. Python distribution packages. And the distribution means different things. But since we now defined optional module, I guess we should link to the term.
Oh yeah, this is an optional module.
this optional module is missing from your copy of CPython, look for documentation from your distributor, that is whoever provided Python to you. If you are the distributor, see requirements for optional modules. How's that?
If you are the distributor or building CPython, would that be too long?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, if you're building CPython, you'll probably get it. Like if you're building this manually. And also, if you build CPython, you pretty much are the distributor.
A self-distributor. We could also link the page in the make output with the table if it's there. Not sure how that's generated.
Yeah, I'd probably do that in a follow-up pull request.
I can open a pull request for that.
Because the docs don't really include it yet. So I would first have this backported to the to 3.14, which is the current version of the docs. But then again, this is relevant if you build CPython for yourself, so maybe it should link to the current docs. No, I think it would be better to just say users generally expect the standard library to be complete.
I see.
Like have this note in there. But then again, I don't think it's that important.
It's actually done in a Python script, so it wouldn't be too bad to stick in a link if we wanted to.
Yeah. I'd say it might be too much information. If you're just building CPython, you get the output. If you want to distribute it to other users, you probably want to put in some more care and read more of the documentation. And if users file bugs, I think this is pretty easy to find.
Currently, the output is to find the necessary bits, look in configure.ac and config.log.
Huh.
Or even special case OpenSSL and post a more informative error for that.
Right. And this is actually pretty good advice, because these files might tell you where the process was looking. Let's see. Checking for SQLite bigger than that. PKG config exists. Print errors, blah blah blah. Package was not found in the PKG search path. Perhaps you should add the directory containing SQLite 3.pc. That's something we can never put in documentation for Python. Package not found. Not found again. Not found. No. Blah blah. Fatal error. From include. This has the header file name. You could maybe install that. Compilation terminated. So yeah, this is actually the best advice we can give at this point. I would say it has the necessary version. It has information specific to where we looked. Maybe configure AC is not that great. Yeah, so maybe instead of configure.ac we should link to the documentation once this is live. So as a follow-up,
I guess you should create an issue just for improving building optional modules.
Yeah, I'm working on the pull
Close the
request
Zeta
right now.
one.
I'm working on the pull request. I'll create an issue for it if there's, but I think we have like a similar issue already, or was that closed?
Yeah, you closed the Zeta issue. I think there's a second one for as listed.
Yeah. Well, that'll come later. Now I want to go through all of these modules and add the node to all of them. So BZ2 already has it. Hashlib. Already has it. C-types, there we go. LZMA, I added it there. Decimal. Decimal has a giant thing at the start. And also there's this weird thing about decimal where if you don't have libmpdec, it'll fall back to a pure Python implementation. So I added
there is PyDecimal.
this node here, like when the bundled libmpdec is removed, then we should instead note that we have a pure Python implementation. Because right now, if you don't do something really weird, like there's this can we even have without libmpdec or something like that?
I think it might be good to add a to-do to just that comment so it's maybe more visible.
So this is for when we remove the bundled libmpdec, and I think people will well, for one thing, they'll need to remove this option. So this will be a broken link and it'll fail the build, so people will see this when the time comes. I think it's fine as a comment. So yeah, I'm not adding the note to decimal itself because it's It's really hard to build CPython without working decimal. Next up is readline, UUID, and I think UUID also has some fallbacks if you don't have the library. Is that right? How does UUID work?
I think UUID.py implements some.
Yeah. And there's also underscore UUID, which has some stuff. Generate times save. Right, optional C extension at top level. Yeah, so this is so this is optional. So we should put that in this configure as a footnote. Which footnote will it be? Number 3, renumber 4 and 5. And we don't document the internal UUID. For what do we use it? Is safe. To generate safe UIDs. Okay, what's next? Curses. Curses needs the node. What does the node look like?
Is there a way to differentiate the note?
Nope.
Some way visually.
Well, like style it somehow?
Because it seems.
I mean, it is. And as you can see, I'm including it from this optional module.rst. So yeah, it's possible to use something else like a warning or whatever.
Caution?
Caution. I think that's too strong. Maybe it shouldn't be a note.
Int or important?
It's not important. Like if
it
you
is important in some cases.
it's like if it's missing, it's the distributor's fault. Or if it's missing and you haven't been warned, it's your distributor's fault.
Yeah.
Right? If you build Python yourself, you should really read notes It's prominent enough, but I definitely don't think it should be prominent. It shouldn't be a warning. It shouldn't be you shouldn't read it if you're just scanning.
For availability, just 2 lines above, they don't have anything.
To what?
Any styling whatsoever.
Yeah, that's also like, yeah.
That's similar enough.
Yeah. That's probably better. But the other ones. Oh, looks good. SSL. So this already has a note. This module uses the OpenSSL library. This is a bit redundant. Yeah, so modern Unix system, Windows and Mac OS are all of the supported platforms, right? And except WASI. I don't know if it's available on Android or stuff like that. Probably isn't, right? Oh, it's just as not WASI. Do you have OpenSSL on Android? Oh, there is OpenSSL on Android. Oh, it's probably available there. So I'd replace this with our note. Let's do that. Next up, hashlib as an optional module. I don't think it actually is though. If you don't have OpenSSL, I think you still get hashlib. Right, if OpenSSL is not available, the hashlib module will use bundled implementation. So this shouldn't have the note.
I think it uses the other. There's two dependencies for hashlib.
And do you need zlib for hashlib? Probably. So remove zlib devel.
Just removing zlib.
Sorry, I didn't hear you.
Removing zlib to test it.
So removing zlib devel, so just the header files, that's fine. That removes a bunch of other devel packages, I'm not surprised. But it's just devel, you know, when I need to compile something, I'll just install them again.
Isn't hashlib of the second dependency for Blake 2? It's at the top of the table.
Yeah. But don't we bundle the Blake 2? Well, that's a lib.
We bundle some part of
libb2. Don't really look for that. So that's just zlib. I guess tkinter, because tkinter itself depends on zlib. Hashlib has everything it needs. And if I don't have OpenSSL, what happens? Huh. Oh. Let me clean everything and run configure again, because maybe the presence of OpenSSL was cached.
There is a Blake 2 module.c modules.
Yeah, I don't think we need the external library for Blake 2 anymore. Says, could not build the SSL module. Python requires an OpenSSL 1.1 or newer. It says Python requires. But it works just fine without it. But yeah, this libb2, that's probably a lie now. And we have Blake 2 module. What does that do? It uses HACL star. Yeah, so we remove this libbz2. No, libb2. There's no reference to b2 anymore. Oh, there is. Libb2. Python 3.11. Ashley Blake 2b and Ashley Blake 2s now prefer libb2. And 3.14, Python no longer accepts libb2 as an optional dependency. What? Python's hashlib now unconditionally uses the vendor HSHackle library for Blake 2 in this issue. Issues. Right. And we in what's new. No. This is what's new for 3.14. Oh, that's the full change log.
Oh, this was only added a few days ago to the page. Sorry, do you hear me?
Yeah.
So that section and optional modules was added by me a few days ago.
Oh, it was.
Yes.
Ah, do you have the issue?
It was under the ZLib issue.
Ah, okay.
Because they complained it wasn't listed on the dependencies page.
Ah, okay, sorry. So we just removed this.
Yeah, and if you go down, there's still options for configuring that module, which is I think where I got confused.
And do we use libbb2 C flags? No. Ah, I see. So we remove libbb2.
That's where I got it from.
Oh, that makes sense. Yeah, thanks for reminding me. Okay, okay, so no libbb2, great. So hashlib is not optional. Right, SQLite 3 is definitely optional. Next up, zlib, yep, that's optional.
On the ZLib page, we could remove the note that ZLib 1.2.2.1 is the minimum supported version. That's duplicated if we link to that page.
Right. Yep. gzip requires the zlib.
What should we just add optional at the term?
Yeah. Let's also mark it as optional.
What if we know if we add term, the optional term before ZLib module? So we specify that ZLib is the optional module.
Like this.
The data is provided by the optional ZLib module.
Okay. No. We need to say that gzip is optional. Like if I run Python and I do import gzip and it says no module, like module not found, I could go to the documentation of gzip.
Should I open that PR to have no standard library module found? I had that patch for that.
Yeah, that could now link to the documentation even, right?
Yeah, just a small note.
Yeah, let's do that after this is merged. It probably won't be today because I have a hard stop at half past the hour. Okay, ensure pip. Ensure pip is optional. Compression ZSTD is optional, and hashlib, we already looked at this. Right. So we have the include, why doesn't this let me stage things? Okay, this is mostly and I guess that's everything we need. And I guess there's enough time to push this even. And this is the time for the issue. Do we have an open issue already?
There's one for Zisted on the somebody complaining that's not documented as optional. Then we can publish under that.
Right.
We can retitle that.
Yeah, this is a good one. So I'll retitle it, yeah. Okay.
I'll give this a proper review later.
Right. I'll make this a draft pull request. For now. And add a comment linking to all of the discussions later, because I'm out of time. Sorry for cutting this short. Well, we're already half an hour over the regular time.
Yeah,
but thank you very much for your help today.